we mentioned so many people are taking exit points. There's a lot of people dying right now, maybe more than usual. What do you see as the benefit, or why do you think so many people are taking exit points at this moment?
Often in this kind of discussion, I bring up that analogy with addiction and alcoholism work, where those are diseases of the ego. And sometimes what you have to do as a therapist is a ritual sacrifice of that ego, because the ego would rather see the host dead than see the ego dead. That's why you have people dying of addiction, opioid, et cetera, alcoholism, all that is because these diseases are, a misunderstanding, a kind of a toxicity of trying to understand our relationship with the universe. And that's where I think, and we often talk about a gift of desperation that comes in addiction. In other words, hitting a bottom, some kind of combination of features in your life that is so low that you recognize through all the smoke and fog and mirrors of the disease that you just can't keep doing that. You need to bounce off the bottom. And so that's why people recover from addiction and alcoholism work. And AA and similar programs use a 12-step model, which is basically turning over your power, saying I cede my power to a higher being or higher force, whatever. It doesn't have to be God, although many people put God in that position, but it's turning it over. And in many ways, I would say our modern world is facing a collective gift of desperation that is lined up with the same kind of addiction to egotistical and kind of me-centered thinking. And that's where we need to shake our heads and kind of get out of this illusion we've been living under and realize by helping others and manifesting this love the universe has for us as love for all, showing an unconditional love and mercy and kindness and forgiveness. That's really the deepest message that comes out of this discussion of these phenomena and this science of consciousness and its kind of elucidation of the nature of reality. So it's really about rising above the COVID. COVID is, and the millions of deaths with COVID are child's play compared to the massive extinction, and that includes Homo sapiens going extinct, with this collapse of these biological systems that have evolved over hundreds of millions of years of very careful kind of selective, dynamic, emergent growth of biological systems on Earth. And then one species, which ridiculously calls itself sapiens, which means wise, comes along. And within 1 century, something like 30 to 40% of plants and animals are threatened with extinction. This is madness, but I see a collective gift of desperation. The COVID pandemic is the beginning. The misinformation around COVID is just the start of the kind of misinformation that is killing off species literally by the day in our modern era. So it's time to wake up. I'm optimistic because I think we are waking up. But if we keep going the way we've been going, it's doom for the planet. So let's not be stupid. Let's wise up, mature, grow up, and start acting like Homo sapiens with some actual wisdom to show for it. And that's what I believe is going on. So I think all of the tragedy and people taking an early exit, every bit of that is a wake-up call. It can get much, much worse, truly involving extinction of Homo sapiens within a century, if we do not start doing the right thing now. And that's addressing the climate emergency for what it is. Every energy decision we make as individuals, as groups, as nations, as a world should be towards sustainable energy that does not put more carbon dioxide or methane in the atmosphere. We need to take responsibility, get those greenhouse gases down, plant a trillion trees would do a world of good to locking a lot of that carbon up. But we're already falling over the edge of the precipice. So it is high time we took responsibility for this planet. And that's what I think this awakening of consciousness is truly all about, is taking proper stewardship of this planet and reversing some of these absolutely deadly, lethal, I forgot what the word is, ecocidal, or I guess that's it, like the ecos is being destroyed
Yeah.
by, human activity, the ignorance, willful ignorance of humans addicted to fossil fuels and thinking we can keep doing this, and ignoring the superstorms, the worst droughts, the worst floods, the rising sea levels. Every bit of that is a harbinger of extreme threat that we bring to ourselves.
Yeah. Well put. And I appreciate that perspective as as a call to action and a call to a realization.